Yeah, I first reached out to PLI because we were in a really critical stage of growth in our business and we were going through a lot of pain. And I think a lot of people can relate to that, especially as you're a growing business. We really needed help fixing some of our people challenges, and we were also struggling to know kind of how to take the next step as a group. And between me and my business partner, there was a lot of impact on our personal lives too, spending time, all that extra time in the business, trying to make it work without a real plan. Yeah, we had a lot of pain, both personally and in our business. And what that felt like for us was just lots of late days, late nights. Literally, your life starts becoming consumed by your business. And when we started too, that was something for us that we were really trying to be intentional not to get trapped in that. But as you grow and you get stuck, and we were running up against that. So it starts affecting your relationships, starts affecting the time you spend with your kids. And those things are near and dear to us. So we were really at a spot where there's a lot of pain. We had a couple main items that we needed changed when we reached out to PLI. Some of those were trying to retain our star players. We had, over the years, we had built a solid team, a solid foundation, but we were struggling to be able to provide them what it would look like for their next steps in terms of growth. Some of the other pain was for us as owners, being like, how do we lead this next chapter? We recognized that we needed to level up significantly in order to lead a company that was turning into bigger than we originally had planned. And for us, that involved just having a better plan, being able to show our team where we're going and to really believe that we can get there. The process to integrate our team into the leadership principles you were teaching was actually a really smooth process. And it's interesting when you start that, you're wondering how that would go. What me and my business partner Pete did is we really invested for the first couple of months in knowing the material, spending a lot of time with Trev to understand the core principles and really what it meant. So I think when we rolled it out to our team, they knew that we believed in it. They knew that we had the conviction and the dedication to it to actually integrate it to make it happen. And then we started small. So we started with some of the DISC training, introduced them to the principles, rolled out our one-page plan, and then from there it really just started steamrolling and just staying committed each month to hitting that and to making it a point of just becomes normal around the office and our teams to talk about this. Our team learned a lot of different things from this process, and some of I'd say the top three, really learning how to interact with each other, and the disc wheel was so helpful with that. Everyone has natural strengths, everyone has a natural shadow side. That's the way we're designed. And for guys and gals in our team to recognize where people's natural starting points were and how to bridge that in effective communication, and that's been a huge unlocker for our team. The other thing was just making clear what the expectations were from us as leaders to our team, and how we were trying to develop and grow leaders within our team, and trying to create an environment where everyone knew what was needed and then that they could execute on it. So it's truly, those are the two main things, but we've seen our team just really stretch over the last 2 years. The whole process with being able to retain and develop A players has really been for us a real bright spot. And a lot of that's because we could show when I do interviews now for people that are looking to join our team, not only do A players within our team bring other A players, and that's been really fun to see, and then they share the culture, they share that we're winning as a group, and others start coming, and we've been able to experience that, which is something I never thought we would, which has been exciting. But even when we do these interviews with new hires, I show them our one-page plan, I show them where we're going, I show them how we give them coaching, feedback, show them our core values, how we're all committed to this as a team, and how we do not do anything but A players here. And people's eyes light up. And it's, for us, we're really hiring on character, we're hiring on self-awareness and right fit, and we know we'll teach the rest, and we've been able to see that really come to life in our teams. I would really tell anyone who's looking to sign up for PLI that I truly consider it a no-brainer. I think if it's one of those things, if you need help, and for a lot of us, our strengths aren't, for a lot of entrepreneurs, our strengths don't lie in having maybe necessarily all the right forms. We know what's going on in our head, but we need help actually putting it on paper. And to me, this has been just a breath of fresh air that we could accelerate our growth even more, but then be in control, ridiculously in control of it because of the tools that PLI has given us. And so I would say to anyone who's half considering even do it, it's a total no-brainer. DISC has been for us one of the most intriguing things about this whole program, because it's allowed us to be able to understand people's natural starting points, and everyone has strengths. right? So to encourage people to lean into them. Maybe they've grown up in their lives thinking that, hey, they had to be a certain way. They don't. They have their natural God-given strengths, and we really encourage our staff to lean into it. And then our responsibility as leaders is to ensure that they're in the right seat. And that's something that we've found. We've actually repositioned in consultation with a lot of our staff. We've repositioned a couple of them and just seen them grow probably double of what they could have in the other seat. So really believe that DISC has played a part in that. And it allows people to celebrate their God-given strengths, which has been just a lot of fun to see people embrace that. The one-page plan for my business partner Pete and I has been one of those tools for us that gives us really good synergy. It's allowed us, again, a lot of the thoughts that go bounce around your head that we should run to this, we should run to that. It allows us to stay on focus of what we're trying to do. It allows us to park things that are going to get in the way, that are going to prevent us from getting to those goals that we've set and the goals that we need to hit as a team in order for us to win as a group. And it's just provided just a great clarity. I think it's also allowed our teams to, and each individual working here, to really see what we're trying to do, what our mission is, and how to actually execute on it, what our expectations are. And then we know that if everyone's playing to that and taking care of their piece of that, we're going to win as a group. So for us, I'd say that's just provided, it's taken out those late nights, it's taken out the guesswork, and it's allowed us to really just lean into where we're going, and we've seen the benefit of that so far. The Star Chart and Coaching Connect, especially your template, has been for us a really helpful tool. We've always believed since the beginning, like the first year we were in business and even before that, coaching for us is part of our DNA. We believe in helping develop people, and the only way to do that is to share good feedback. Those are some of the principles we've been brought up with, and it rings home in all aspects of life. But just to be able to visualize for people where they are in the way we see them, and to help identify any gaps has been for us really helpful, because we've had staff too who some of them might think that they're underperforming, and we have to show them, no, like you're excelling in your role. Or there's some where we have to realign the role, or perhaps even realign them. And that's been helpful because they could see for themselves. They have to plot themselves on a graph. It's very visual. It's very simple. And again, if you're surrounded by a team of 8 players, you want to get there. And I would say across the board, people want to get there. We really believe that the thing holding them back is giving them timely feedback. And that's our responsibility as leaders to help do that. So the coaching format has been for us, we do it quarterly, and we truly have seen that as a gift, not only us as leaders to be able to get good feedback for ourselves to grow, but to be able to give it to those that we're tasked to lead as well. The program really helped me become a better coach, and I've learned a lot of skills around it. Before I would do a lot of, I would say I was listening, but always kind of having to point people, and I came in with a little bit preconceived almost. The coaching template and the coaching lessons we've learned is just really allowing us to listen and really allowing us to ask key questions, to sit back, and it really allows people to unpack for themselves too what's really alive in them. And for me, it's helped provide a very clear framework, and not to get lost in the weeds, but to really stay focused on some of the big questions like, hey, how are things? What's going on in your life? Is there any roadblocks for you? Tell me about your wins, your bright spots, and what about the dim spots so we can help those. So all those things for us it's just provided a really clean framework, and I think we've been able to see the return on that in our staff. So the personal plan is one of these things for us, very similar to the one-page plan. It's literally your life goals, personal, health, business, all on one page. And I'll be honest, I dreaded doing that because, and I put it off, frankly. I put it off probably for about 6 months to a year, because I really knew that it involved a level of conviction. And if I put it on there, I would be needing to execute on it. So I would encourage anyone to do the work on that. It's hard work. It doesn't come easy to a lot of people, including myself. But there too, it provides very clear direction about where you want to go. Because without a proper plan, you're literally traveling in the wind. And I felt that for years. And again, it took me a while to do this because I knew that it meant that I had to level up. And so now we're starting that process. So the one-page plan is basically a summary of your entire business plans on one page. It starts with your purpose, which is basically why you're there, why you get out of bed. And then it goes down to your core values, which is basically for the heartbeat of your organization, what's alive and well in your organization, what you hire and fire off of. As you move down from there, it moves into 1-year goals, 5-year goals. You can have your BHAG on there about the big, hairy, audacious goal you want to hit. Other items could be parking lot for things that are something that you feel passionate about, but maybe not quite in the 5-year range. And what that's really done for I guess, first off, for my business partner, Pete, and I, has just been a tool that's provided great clarity about where we're going, to not get distracted while we're on mission, to hit these goals. But then it's been an excellent communication tool throughout our team that highlights their growth plan and why we need everyone to lift together in order to hit these goals. And again, that's one of the items for us. It took a lot of work, and it's hard work, but once you have it, it just provides such clarity, and it just truly allows everyone to lift with you. We really have seen our team lift and grow as part of this leadership training, and the best feedback I've had is from employees' spouses who say they've seen a change. Their significant other has put them through the DISC assessment. It's helped their relationships. We've seen it. I've heard the feedback from our team across the board, just even how this plays out personally, because what we do professionally is just an extension of who we are personally. And just to be able to see that with people, because that's our purpose ultimately, is to help develop people and to help them see their gifts and to use them well. So it's really been across the board. I've seen every one of our staff members be able to lift and grow, and it's been real encouraging. Yeah, the question around the cost versus the value is always a good one, and I think every entrepreneur is going to look at that, or every business owner, whoever's looking at this, it could be other people as well, of this program. And to me, again, I really believe this is a total no-brainer. The amount of clarity it provides, and the ability for you to speed up any growth cycle you're in, and just also to provide you the time to be able to do the other things you enjoy, not feel like you're tied to your business. Because you're going to have it helps you walk through getting a clear plan. It helps you develop a people plan. All these things that bring us tons of anxiety and take away some of the joys of our life, it's helped solve that. So my encouragement to anyone who's looking is truly lean into it and invest yourself into it. And the cost is, compared to the value, is unquestionable. And for us, one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life.